You got chocolate all over your face.
Two.
Yeah, why don't you go get Jed and I'll finish. Okay, today we did this kids craft. This is my 6-year-old's, and then this one was mine, and all we used was paint, and then we did some oil pastel. I was actually gonna just use paint for this whole thing, and then halfway through realized that it would be more fun to do oil pastel. So if you only have paint, that works great, but you can use any paint. We just used acrylic paint. You could use watercolor, tempera paint, any paint that you have for kids. Use whatever you want and paint along with us. This is great for probably 4 years old to like, I don't know, any age. I had fun doing it. So I would say 4 and up is probably good. Okay, for today's video, I'm going to have my 6-year-old daughter join me, and we're going to do a painting, and I don't have a name for it, but it's just like a bunch of circles. Really easy for kids. So what you're going to need are some paintbrushes, and we're using like bigger paintbrushes today. And then I've got some acrylic paint. You can use any acrylic paint or tempera paint, and some water obviously, and we've got paper towels, and then we've just got some paper. Okay, to start out, I put some paint on my paper plate, and I just did monochromatic colors. So I did colors on the same side of the color wheel. We're going to start with these colors, and then I'm gonna move on to blues and greens. It helps when working with kids not to do like a ton of colors, because then they'll mix them and make brown. We wanna keep this nice and bright and vibrant. So we're gonna stick with these colors first, let them dry, and then move on to our blues and greens and purples. I'm going to start with yellow. Okay, so grab some yellow on your brush. You wanting to use that brush? Yeah, that brush works great. Okay, and we're just gonna do a circle right here in the top. Okay, and I'm gonna do another one down here. Kind of just need to decide this one. So that one that I did has blank in the middle because I'm going to do another color in the middle there. This one, I'm having this be the middle of my circle. Okay, so you can do another one down there. We're kind of just doing it. This one I'm going to do a big one. I think this circle right here is as big as I'm gonna go for my circles. Good job. And then I'm going to do a medium-sized one up here. Acrylic paint is great because you can paint on top. If you mess up at all, you can just go right over the top of it. Okay, maybe make this one just a little bit thicker there. Perfect. Okay, now we're gonna move on to another color. So I'm gonna wash my brush out. Should we do like a red? You ready to move on to another color? Yeah. You wanna do orange now? Or should we do pink?
Pink.
Pink? So do you get what we're kind of doing? We're just doing circles. They're kind of like flowers maybe. But we're gonna fill the whole entire page.
My color don't mix right.
That's okay. This is what it's looking like so far. I'm gonna move on to orange. Are you ready to move on to orange?
Yeah.
Maybe you should start another circle over in this corner. Do you want the center of it to be pink? Just do like a little pink circle over there. Now we're gonna move on to orange. Got a couple colors of orange here. Yeah, you've got like a darker orange and a lighter orange. So I'm gonna do see how it overlapped a little bit on that? It went over the top of the yellow.
Yeah. Should I just do this last outline and then go into the darker one?
No, you can do whatever you want. If you want more orange on there, you could do orange on the inside of that pink one.
Like just like one tiny outline or like the whole middle thing?
The whole middle thing, but it's whatever you want to do. This orange kind of almost looks like my red. Are you hungry?
No.
Is that your tummy growling? Okay, keep going. I'm gonna wait for you. I'm ready. I'm ready to move on to my greens. Here's what mine looks like. Afton's still working on hers. Okay, so Afton's all caught up. I just added some blues and purples and greens to my palette. And we added some to Afton's as well. So you're gonna wanna wash your brush off. We don't really want a lot of browns and blacks on this. So if you mix blue and orange, that'll make brown. If you mix green and red, that'll make brown. So we're gonna be careful and not mix those. I do want to use some of these colors a little bit later because we're gonna fill in the entire page. And so after I do add some more rings to my circles, I'm gonna go back to some of these colors. So don't get a new palette yet. Okay, I'm gonna start out with the light blue. I like to start, when I'm painting with acrylics, I like to start with light first because it's easier to paint dark over light than light over dark. This one almost looks like the sun and the sky. Isn't that pretty? Such bright colors. Maybe you should outline like this one. You could also outline this one in your blue.
Oh no.
So add another ring around that one.
With blue?
And this, whatever color you want. But yeah, maybe do blue around that one. I'm trying to decide if I want to start another circle over here. Because I'm thinking if I add a ring around this one, then it's gonna cut into those. So do I want, yeah, I think I want a little circle over here. Kind of getting some water on that one. Just a little one. I'm gonna move on to my green.
I'm making green.
You're making green?
Yeah, I'm just
I'm
like
gonna start
doing
with
the
this
outline.
one.
And so I'm kind of mixing it
Oh,
with
yeah.
orange.
You can decide if you want to go over the top of circles that are already there or just stop and act like it's going behind. I might need to add another layer to this one to really cover up that circle behind it. I also maybe need to add a little pink in there as well. But no mind. Let's see. I think I want to add green to this one.
Wait, are we on green?
Mm-hmm. You can fill that whole inside with green. Do you need a different brush? Sometimes it's easier to get details with a round brush, like a pointed brush, than it is to do with a flat brush. You might need to put something down on the table so you don't get paint on the table, because I'm getting paint on the table. But that's okay, because I already got lots of paint on this table. This is my paint table.
If you were gonna like put tape all around it, so like if we're gonna get some on the edge, it would just go on the tape.
Now I'm gonna move on to my dark blue. Keep outlining these ones. Outline that one, and then outline this one with whatever color you think, and outline some of those ones.
I think you should outline that whole circle with purple.
Oh yeah, I haven't done purple yet, huh? Okay, I am done with all of my circles. Afton's just finishing up her circles right now. She's got one more she's doing. I'm gonna fill in this middle here. I did add a circle around here because now we're gonna fill in all of our white space, and I wanna do different colors in different areas. So I wanted my shapes to kind of, I don't know if this makes sense, but before I had this yellow circle, the green wasn't touching the edges, and so this whole area was one big white space. And instead of that, I wanted to cut those off. So now I have this white space, this white space, this white space. My yellow circle that I added kind of cut all those off. So now I've got all my colors on my palette. We're gonna fill in all of our white space, and we're just doing different colors in different areas, and you can do however you want. When you're filling in this white space area, I'm gonna pick a color to go in here, and I don't want it to be yellow or pink or purple or green, because then it'll just get lost. Like this will just get lost in with it, right? So like in this area, I don't wanna do light blue, dark blue, pink, or green. I could maybe do orange because there's not a lot there, but. So just be wary of that. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
So you're gonna pick a color to fill in the white space.
Wait, so like we can pick any color on our plate?
Yep. So this area, I'm gonna do some orange here.
Wait, so like we can just like fill in little tiny parts?
Okay, we finished. So here's Afton's. It's still a little wet. Here's Afton's. Turned out so good. And here is mine. And we are going to change it up a little bit. So we were going to do some details with paint, but I'm thinking it'll be more fun to do oil pastel. So we're going to clean up the paints and let these dry all the way. And we're going to bring in some oil pastels and go over the top with some stuff. And we'll show you that once it is all dry. You can also, if you don't have oil pastels, you can just use paint. But we'll show you what we're going to do in just a minute when these are dry.
Wait.
What?
Are these dry? Yeah, they're dry.
You gotta, here, use these over here. Okay, so we are gonna shift what we were gonna do. Again, you can use paint to go over these, but we are going to use some oil pastel. Just right over the top, we're gonna add in some details. So I'm gonna start with my yellow here, and I'm thinking what colors look good with yellow. And I'm just gonna do some like lines. This one you can't see very well. I'm doing yellow over this orange, but I think they're too similar in color, so you can't see it as good.
This over yellow?
Yeah, that would be good. So you can either add lines or dots, or you can get really creative, whatever you want, but we're just adding in some detail with these oil pastels. It's a lot easier to do, or shows up better when you do dark on light. If you're using paint, a great thing that you can do with this is use your fingers. So you can dip your finger in the paint, and that makes good circles. What do you think? I think I'm done.
I only have this part and this part and then the circles.
Here, you want me to move it over to here?
But I technically used like all the colors.
That looks great. I think you need to do some stripes on one of these colors.
What color have I used? Do you think this will look good?
Yep.
Could I like do double, like go across, like this?
Yeah. You got chocolate all over your face.
Too?
Oh, you're using the wrong side. That's okay. Okay, what else do you think you need to do?
I don't know.
Do you like it the way it is?
Yeah, I feel like I'm done.
You feel like you're done? The thing about abstract is you got to know when to stop, and Afton feels like she's done, and I think I'm done as well. Oh, Afton's not done.
There.
There, now we're done. Here's Afton's. Here's mine. And the great thing about it is it can go any way.